Hey there guys, do you see this landscape behind me? This is a very unique landscape that is unique to my country, the Netherlands. That's where I live. And in this landscape, well, this is something that you can mostly find in the Netherlands. It's a little bit unique to our country. And today I'm going to show you some butterfly species from my own country, while explaining to you what this behind me is. This is what we call Uiterwaarden. And what Uiterwaarden are and how they work and the species that live in there, I'm gonna show you today. Come, let's go. Floodplains. Yeah, floodplains. The English word for Uiterwaarden is floodplains. And they're not that unique to the Netherlands. However, in my country, they very much dominate the landscape. The Netherlands is basically one huge waterway that is below sea level. Our country has many rivers, canals and freshwater structures that source from the mountains of Germany, for example. In early spring, when the snow in the mountains that accumulated in winter begins to melt, all this meltwater causes flooding in our rivers. This is why the Netherlands has so many floodplains. Uiterwaarden are what we call these in Dutch. On top you can see the situation in summer, and on the bottom you can see the situation in winter. There are two dikes, the summer dike and the winter dike, which we call zomerdijk and winterdijk, who are made to contain the river. These floodplains are super typical for our country and our Dutch landscape, which is why I'm going to show you them today and the butterfly species we can see in them today. I happen to live near a lot of these floodplains, so we can explore them. The location where this was filmed today was the Stiftse Uiterwaarden in Nederland, which is a location in nature that I traveled to today to show you some nature and cool butterfly species. It's true, believe it or not, but everything you see here is flooded in winter. It's completely flooded, and that's the point of Uiterwaarden. They are basically a flood zone. Really? Don't believe me? Check it out. I filmed the exact same place 6 months ago just for this video. Don't accuse me of not preparing for my videos. Clearly, as you can see, in winter the same place is flooded. In the genus Pieris are the cabbage white butterflies. In these Uiterwaarden there are mainly 3 species of them: Pieris brassica, napi and rapai. These 3 species feed on cabbage and relatives of the cabbage family, making them exceptionally common, since cabbage is a widely cultivated plant by gardeners. Pieris rapai is known as the small white or klein koolwitje in Dutch. Pieris brassica is known as the large white or the groot koolwitje in Dutch. Interestingly, these names more or less mean the same thing in Dutch and English. Thirdly, Pieris napi or the green veined white is known as klein geaderd witje, which translates to small veined white. The 4th species we shall ignore, Pieris manni, or in Dutch het scheefbloemwitje, but in English the southern small white is so exceptionally rare in my country. The chances of finding one is about 0. Interestingly, this rare species, the 4th species, only feeds on candy tuft, which is a plant related to cabbage. I don't know if you can see them right now, but the most common butterflies everywhere are these small white common butterflies from the genus Pieris. It's not a surprise though. In my country we have several species of them and they feed on cabbage. And cabbage, it happens to be a plant that humans grow everywhere. So that really boosts their numbers. I don't know if we can see any. I could probably catch one in minutes if I wanted to. Let's give it a try. Here's one. I don't know if you can see this. Not a professional cameraman. Whoop, there you go. Got one. Can you see it? I could probably catch over 100 of these in one day. Can you see it? It's in the net. Because of the, oh yeah, it's in there, see? And these butterflies are super common here everywhere. As you can see, these things are absolutely everywhere. I don't know how many white butterflies you can count, but I can see 5 right now. 5. And if you watch here in one day, there's hundreds and hundreds of them. Let's see if there's any other species than the one we just caught. Probably not. Let's see. Yeah. Oh man, I am terrible at this. Woo. Hey guys. Whoa. Look at that! Look at that! Guys, I caught 3! Oh shit, one of them is trying to escape. No! Woo. No! Don't escape. I need you for my video, bro! No! Ma. Yes, miraculously they're still in here. Oh god, stop escaping. I caught 3 butterflies. There's 3 of them in here. See? In one strike, in one arm movement, I caught 3 butterflies. That is how exceedingly common these guys are. Whew, 3 at once. Now let me tell you, that rarely happens if you're trying to catch other species around here. But these guys, it still turns out I also caught a lot of junk, plant material, whatever. Let's see if these species are anything interesting. Specimen number 2 is also quite damaged specimen. I don't think you can blame me though, it's not my fault. It's sometimes later in the season. Early in the season when the butterflies hatch from their pupa, they are very fresh looking and perfect looking. But later in the season, when they grow older, they start showing these imperfections. Let's let this guy go. Specimen number 1. Oh, you want to stay? Okay, you're very welcome, my friend. Oh, bye-bye. Ha! I guess you're tired, huh, after being caught. Okay, whatever. Specimen number 2. Another specimen that seems to have imperfect wings. Well, let's let him go, right? I think you got the point. Let's join your friend over there. Come on, dude. Yeah, you're a bit confused now, huh? He's getting himself together after being manhandled. Sometimes they stay on your hand because they're just a bit confused. Whoop, there you go. Goodbye. Hey guys, I was just checking out my net. Turns out I caught myself a little bonus insect. This is a predator, an aerial hunter, and if I let it go it will probably fly away. Oh no, it's still staying. Wow, this is a good experience. Yeah, You must be confused now, huh? Look at that. So beautiful. Hey guys, do you see these beautiful pink flowers here in my hand? These are the flowers of a plant called Bramble, that's right. They carry fruits that you can eat. And they also have, I don't know if you can see it, but they have very vicious spikes. Now, bramble in my country is often seen as a pest, and to be honest, it is a pest. This plant can grow out of control in parks and gardens and take over whole forests. But the good news is it's native here, and the flowers are very beneficial. Oops, the petals are falling off. Sorry, Mother Nature. See that? And these flowers, butterflies love them. So I just filmed a few butterflies for you eating nectar from the bramble flowers. Let me show you how beneficial these things can be. Now this is getting interesting. Look at this place. It's overgrown with willow trees. It's also very cool. Today is a very hot day, 34 degrees Celsius. In the Netherlands that's exceptional. Temperature in my country rarely gets above 30 degrees Celsius. But today it's 34. It's one of the hottest days in the year. And I'm out here catching butterflies. As you can see, this place here is a little bit more shady. So we expect to see other species here than in full sunlight, of course. And I hope the one that I'm looking for is here today. Let's find out. This is the butterfly I was looking for, a speckled wood. Believe it or not, these butterflies are actually aggressive. They aggressively defend their territory. And as you can see, their territory is usually an open space in a forest. Okay, see it? Like this. If I chase this guy away with my finger, it will most likely resettle somewhere. See? Doesn't stray very far. Let me place the camera here. And yeah, see, it likes to remain in this area, whatever I do. Because this is actually its territory. Let me very carefully disturb it a little. Speckled wood. See? It's still here. It refused to leave the area despite my harassment. And it patrols the area waiting for a female. This butterfly is so territorial, it will attack anything that even looks like a rifle. I'm going to simulate a rifle by dropping a dead leaf on top of it. Yep, see it? Let's try this again because it's fun. Dead leaf, attempt number 2. Boom, see that attack? Okay guys, so now I'm in the territory of an interesting little butterfly. It's called the speckled wood. Its name is a reference to the fact it kind of looks like wood maybe, but also the fact its habitat is woods, like the ones around us right now. And if we wait, I'm pretty sure one will come along. You have to be patient a little. These butterflies are very territorial. They defend their territory. If we wait, pretty sure one will join us soon. There it goes, there it goes. Can you guys see it? Oh yes. I hope that was right in front of the screen. There, see? See it sitting there? I can catch it. Woo! Got one. Speckled wood. These guys only fly usually in open sunny spaces in shaded areas, such as open spaces in parks and gardens, but also between the trees here in the woods. These guys like a more protected shady area. Here we have a speckled wood. It's a bit of an old specimen. This butterfly is super territorial. Usually all their life they live in the same spot, usually in a forest or the edge of a forest. And here it defends an open territory. It chases away males and competitors and tries to pair with all the females that pass around. This butterfly is very common in the Netherlands because their host plant is literally grasses. Grasses! Grasses grow almost everywhere. And fun fact is the females, they can drop eggs as they fly. They're like bomber jets that drop eggs from the sky, usually when they're flying above grassland. So this species is very well distributed in my country. So thank you little buddy for being on my YouTube channel. You're famous now. Bye bye! The speckled wood is an interesting butterfly. It can reproduce almost anywhere because the caterpillars feeds on many types of common grasses from the Poaceae family. And grasses are omnipresent in the Netherlands. It's why it's one of the most widely distributed species in my country. The males are also fiercely territorial and do not tolerate other males, or even other species of butterflies inside their territory. Territorial defense involves a male flying or perching in a spot of sunlight that pierces through the forest canopy. The males often perch on vegetation near the forest floor. If a female flies into the territory, the resident male flies after her and the pair drops to the ground and a copulation follows. If another male enters the territory, a fight ensues. If you ever visit my country in summer, there is a large chance that you will see these guys in the woods. But they also live in parks and gardens. While the males defend their territories, females are more nomadic and disperse to lay eggs in several places where grasses are present. Guys, do you like flowers? Doesn't really matter if you do though, because butterflies like them. And that's really what matters, isn't it? Okay. Got it. That was easy. Can you see the difference between these two? As you can see, they're completely different species. Because this one right here is the veined white. Because it has, can you see the veins on its wings? They look the same, but they are completely different species, see? And that's what I want to show you. Because a lot of people assume these white little butterflies are just literally the same species, but they are not. And if you are willing to study them up close, you will notice a lot of differences in their ecology and behavior. See? There you go. Bye bye. This is where we came from, by the way. Here, see this tree line? That's where all the speckled woods were, in between these trees. Okay guys, so behind me, as you can see, here's some kind of a quarry. Of course, this is completely man-made. Humans did this. And what they do here is they dig the sand. And the sand here behind me is used to make bricks. Here along the road there's actually a brick factory. And they scoop up the soil here. And it goes into ovens and they bake it. And it turns into bricks. The same ones that may be used to build our houses. Of course, there's not much wildlife here in this quarry because it's been kind of destroyed by humans, but maybe we find something interesting anyway if we take a look. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Bird nest. I guess life does find a way. Even if we completely terraform the landscape, some species are always going to profit from it. Here you have it, the river. That's what it's all about. In winter this river, it floods. And the whole area around here, the Uiterwaarden, is basically a buffer zone for when the river happens to flood. As you can see, there's many people here doing recreation, they're swimming. Personally, I don't swim in this water because I think it's dirty because of the ships. But just to tell you what it's all about so you know, man. This is the river. It's called the Waal. Do you like the landscape here? This behind me is a protected wetland as well. I'm not a bird specialist, but if you are into birds, this area is great for birding. There's some rare and protected birds like the osprey, the kingfisher, storks, several rare kinds of ducks, yes, and geese and waterfowl. I don't know, how are these birds called in English? Like these spoonbills that filter water for shrimps. In rare instances they've been found here too. They're not ibises, but they're related. They like this beak with this flat, it ends in this flat part. It looks like a spoon. In Dutch we call them lepelaar, spoonbills, I think. You can find them all here. But I'm not going to look for them because my interest is insects and not birds. But I thought you should know that it's interesting. Maybe we can take a look at the wetlands. Hope we don't disturb anything, but I can be careful. Well, what do we have over there? Nope, yike. Can you see it? It's very far away. But it's a stork, right? That's the English name, a stork. These birds are super common in my country. Like, in a good summer day you can see 10 of them or more. Funny thing is, in the 70s they were almost wiped out in my country. I don't know why. Probably stupid farmers again and their pesticides or something like that. Oops, I'm probably gonna get hate for this. But yeah, storks, common, big birds, I don't know what to say. I don't really know what else to say about storks except that I like them. Your cameraman today is the sexy moth king, not the attractive bird princess. I don't know much about birds, right? Let's continue. Fun fact, the stuff you see right here, this is mint. It very strongly smells like peppermint. It's too bad you don't have a smell tube, because you could smell it right now. Actually, it's a good thing you don't have smell tube, because you don't want to smell my armpits. But this stuff like here, it smells exactly like candy, because that's what it is, you know? It smells the same as pepper. Lycaena fleas, or the small copper, is another common but seasonal insect in the Netherlands and one of my personal favorites. These tiny but brightly colored orange butterflies lay their eggs on several kinds of docks and sorrel from the genus Rumex. They are often found in wet and flower-rich warm grasslands. Goniopteryx rhamni, or the brimstone butterfly, is one I also commonly see, and we saw one today. Not a fish expert. Your cameraman today is the sexy moth king. Not the good looking fish finger man. So fishermen of YouTube, please tell me, would this be a good place to fish, you think? Yes or no? Because I see a whole lot of activity in the water. I can't film them though, because I don't have an underwater camera. But there's probably a lot of things here. There's one. Look at all this activity here. The birds, the fish, the insects. I do have to say, nature makes me happy, man. Just see all this life and activity around me. Beautiful. These swallows, they are obviously catching some insects on the surface of the water. There's a lot of them, like mosquitoes, pond skaters, stoneflies. I'm not sure if they could even catch a small fish, maybe they would. There's some very weird fish activity going on in the water. What's this fish doing? Is it sick? Looks like it's floating on its side. Fishermen of YouTube, tell me please, is this normal? Is this a normal thing that fish do? It looks like it's struggling. Do you think it's about to die? Fish aren't supposed to float like this on their side, right? Is there too little oxygen in the water? Or... I think it really looks kind of sick. Yeah, this fish is definitely not healthy. It looks like it's about to die. Wow, that's sad. YouTubers, please tell me what's going on here. Maybe do fish die after mating season? Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it made babies and now its life cycle is finished. Maybe there's pollutant in the water. You just don't know nowadays. The good news is that we were able to film it, whatever this fish is. And maybe my fans can ID it for me, because I have no clue. Country is the Netherlands. The current month is August. Poor thing. Good news is that life feeds on life, so when it dies, it will feed a whole lot of other animals, like scavengers. What? The heck? Is that another dead fish? What the heck? Yeah, this one is dead. That's so weird, man. What's going on in this water? Well, maybe it's natural, I don't know. I do know that butterflies and moths, they all also die at the end of their season. So, but my problem is I compare everything to butterflies and moths, because that's the only thing I know a lot about. Poor fish. Obviously this fish is not going to be here anymore tomorrow. And I don't think there's anything I can do to help it at this point. Why am I showing this on YouTube? It makes some of my viewers uncomfortable. Well, there's something we can do for this fish. And that's we can talk about death for a moment in honor of this creature. Let me ask my viewers, are you afraid of death? If you ask people if they're afraid of death, you will get many kind of responses. Some people say yes, some people say no. Maybe they don't care. Maybe they're religious and think they'll go to heaven. But let me tell you that generally most people are not comfortable with the idea of death. And that's natural, you know. Humans want to live. And I think people that pretend to be super cool with death and that they don't care if they die, I think even most of them are bluffing. I think at the end of the day, death is something that makes people very uncomfortable. It's like going out of the matrix if you think about it. Because our lives are very busy. We work, we go to school, we grow, we think about our future. But we're rarely aware of the fact that this future is not going to be permanent. And I think that's because it would be very demotivating to be constantly aware of death. Because you could argue, if you're going to die, what's the point of everything? Personally though, look, I don't want to die, guys. Nobody wants to die. But I accept death as a part of life. And I hope I don't randomly die tomorrow, but I also accept the fact that it could happen, you know. Tomorrow I could get hit by a bus and it would be over. It's unpredictable and it's not fair. But I don't think life works in such a way that it has to be fair. It doesn't have to be fair for everyone. I know that sounds harsh, but I'm not a fan of fantasies. I don't like sugarcoating. And let me tell you guys something. I have been dead. I know what it's like to be dead. Because one thing most people don't realize is that you have already been dead for millions of years. Before I was born, about 27 years ago, I basically didn't exist. And what's funny is that doesn't bother me, does it? What bothers me is not existing anymore after I experience this world. I'm concerned about what happens to me after my life is over. But if you think about it, I've already been dead for millions of years. This universe, it has existed for billions of years without me. And out of this nothingness, somehow it all culminated into me existing today. And I think while that's also disturbing, I think it's also beautiful, you know. Life is like this fleeting moment. It's like a dream. And dreams aren't always good. Some people have happy dreams. Some people have weird dreams. Some people have nightmares. And I think that's what our lives are like. A fleeting moment of consciousness, almost like a dream, with no guarantee of it being good. Some dreams are bad, just like how some lives are bad. Some dreams are good, just like some lives are really good. And I think we need to let go of the concept of fairness. I don't think the universe really caters to any of us. I don't think any of this is designed for humans to be happy. I don't think happiness really is a goal for life either. I mean, happiness is important, but it's also important to recognize that this earth is not designed to make us happy. Life is not designed in such a way that it has to make us happy. Life doesn't care about your happiness, to be honest. It just goes on, regardless if you're happy or not. And I think in that there's also a little bit of fairness, because it doesn't matter how powerful you are. It doesn't matter if you're a dictator or a peasant, if you're a king or a farmer or a homeless person. Eventually death and life don't really care about your feelings either way. And I also think that that's a beautiful thought. Everything just exists irregardless of our actions. And I think in that we are really connected. I also think it's a great motivation for us to make this planet better. Recognizing the fact that life is intrinsically unfair. That's where motivation to make it more fair stems from. If you believe life is fair, if you believe there is a happy ending for everyone, if you don't like to think about death and think everybody will be happy if they find faith, if they work hard, you're going to be fine. That's not true. Some people are not going to be fine. Some people are going to suffer for all their lives. And that's really unfair, but that's how it is. And I think accepting unfairness, accepting the intrinsic unfairness of our universe, is really one of the most important keys to happiness. Because if we want to make this planet nicer for each other, if we want to make this planet more habitable for humans and animals together, without less suffering, we have to accept it is unfair. Because if you want to make something fair for everyone, you have to recognize it was unfair in the first place, you know? If you know something is bad, then it's your motivation to improve it. If you know your room is dirty, that's your motivation to clean your room. If you know life is unfair, well, it gives us the motivation to make it better for everyone. And I think we should all work together to make this fleeting moment as pleasant for everyone as possible. It means you shouldn't be cruel or vengeful toward other humans. Because in the end, it doesn't matter what you believe, what religion you have. If you think you go to hell, you go to heaven, you go to the eternal bison fields, whatever, you reincarnate. There are so many religions with so many theories. Personally, I don't believe in any of them. Personally, I'm an atheist. I don't think there's life after death, and I'm comfortable with that. I mean, I'm not comfortable with dying. I hope it happens when I'm very old, when I'm 80 or 100 years old and my body breaks down and I've seen the rarest moths and butterflies in the world, and I wouldn't be happy to die, but I would be content with having lived a full life. That's what I think. And I also don't think that death is a concept you always have to be comfortable with, because being uncomfortable with it in the first place, I guess that is also a drive. I guess it's what gives us ambition, you know. Humans are always trying to escape the inescapable, you know. They're trying to avoid the inevitable. But that's what makes us human. You don't have to be comfortable with death. It's okay to be scared. I am scared of death. And it's okay to admit that we're scared. I don't know what just came out of me. It was super random. It was a spontaneous moment. But let me tell you, this fish right here, I can't save its life. There's nothing I can do. So I guess I just wanted to give it a small tribute and use the moment for something useful. See you in the next world, fish. So here's a bunch of Chinese mitten crabs. In my country, they're an invasive species. They're a really interesting species to observe. They have fascinating behavior. But they're not welcome here, if you ask me. If it was up to me, I would say these creatures have to be eradicated. If you want to know why, well, I already made an episode about this creature. You have to look on my channel and search for Chinese mitten crab, scientific name Icarus, and you will find everything you want to know. That's me pointing a finger. Everything you want to know about this creature is already on my channel. Yes, these mitten crabs. So I guess I'm not going to repeat myself, because I already made a very long episode about this species. So it would be strange to repeat all this info in this vlog. As you can see, they're crawling out of the water, so that probably means it's very hot. The water is probably very hot. It's blowing bubbles for some reason. Can you see it? The bubbles are coming out of his mouth. It's a sign it could be maybe distressed or cooling down. I don't know. Not a crab specialist. Wow, look at that. It's fascinating, huh? And on the background, I think I saw a huge fish. I think it's lurking here. I think it wants to eat some tasty crabs. Maybe that's why they're hiding, huh? Because they don't want to get eaten. Huh. Funny. Yeah, there it is. There's the fish, by the way. Can you see it on the background? Oh, no, never mind. Well, look at that. Another dead fish. It's so strange. It's number 3. I wonder what's happening. I really have no clue. I mean, I'm not drawing conclusions here. It could be 100% completely natural. Maybe these fish die at the end of the season. I don't know. Oh my god. I just stepped in shit. I just stepped in dog shit. Hey guys, wanna hear a salty confession? I love nature, I love animals, I love insects, but you know what I hate? Cats and dogs. Oh my god, I hate them so much. I know this is going to give me dislikes on this video from dog and cat owners. Look, if you're a responsible owner, all power to you. But these creatures ruin being outdoors. Next to killing wildlife and having rude owners, they shit everywhere. As you can see, thank you! It's official, Bart Coppens hates domestic animals. I cannot stand cats and dogs. I could drink their blood, that's how much I hate them. Sorry for the salty rant. Just want to get it out there. I hate these animals so much. They're probably the only animal that I intensely hate. These domestic animals that are out here in nature every fucking second. Anyway, let's not ruin the video. It was a nice video so far. It's going to be a nice video. We just had to get some anger out. I know that some people are going to dislike it and say, well, it's the owner, it's not the animal. Yeah, I know, guys. Truth is, I'm not perfect. I'm a flawed human being. I have my own opinions. Some of my opinions are cool. And some of my opinions are not so cool. This is one of my not so cool opinions. I hate cats and dogs. Let's continue. Aglaeus Edo, the peacock butterfly or dagpauwoog in Dutch, is one of my favorites. It's one of the more common species of butterflies in my country. But despite seeing many of them every year, I'm still impressed by their exceptionally beautiful colors. These lay eggs on stinging nettles and are found all over my country on warm spring and summer days. They can be found basking in sunlight, but also on various flowers. Arachnia levana, the map butterfly, or in Dutch landkaartje, which means the same interestingly, is one I also found today. These also lay eggs on the stinging nettles. Their color is orange in spring but black in summer. Since I'm filming this video in summer right now, we can see the black summer form. And here we see bird's foot trefoil, a common plant in these floodplains, especially along the sides of the dikes. This is a host plant to an interesting species of butterfly. It is both the preferred host plant and the preferred nectar plant of the Icarus blue, Polyommatus Icarus. These butterflies are commonly found along these plants that they are strongly tied to. The males are bright blue and often found nectaring on various flowers. The females are brown with orange patches and they can be found basking in the sunlight. They wait for males to approach them in some cases. I see this butterfly a lot personally in the Uiterwaarden where I am today. As you can see, this female is nectaring on bird's foot trefoil, a plant where she also prefers to lay eggs. It's the same plant where she prefers to drink nectar from. This is Bart Coppens from the Uiterwaarden. I hope you enjoyed the video. There's one final piece of advice I want to give you. You see, I have a lot of stamina. I'm a chubby guy, okay? I'm not that fit. I don't sport, I eat too much junk food, but I still have a really good condition. Yeah, I can walk a whole day without getting tired. But there's one thing I don't fuck with, and that's dehydration, see? And I'm out of water. This is my last drop of water. But it's warm too. So I'm going to go home now, even though I'm not tired. I consider this a last piece of advice. I don't want to see any of my entomologist friends go into the field without water, okay? Don't fuck with dehydration. Let's wait for the cars to pass. Yeah, that's right. If you're out in the field studying insects or filming them or whatever it is that you're doing, take plenty of water with you, friends. Because there's a lot of things that can fuck you up, but the biggest thing is dehydration. If it's hot outside and you can't go home and you don't have water, this can be really bad for your body and your brain. So bye bye. No water, no vlogging. I'm gonna go home. Bye. So I took scissors and I cut my hair off. Thank you guys for watching my vlog. I'm about to go sleep soon. I'm really tired. It's amazing how many species we could film in one day, isn't it? I'm very happy with the result. I just happened to take a walk in a place called the Stiftse Uiterwaarden. Found really a lot of awesome species that I'm happy to see. Let's open a window. It's really hot here still. Oh yeah. I want to apologize about rambling about cats and dogs. I don't want to sound like an animal hater. Truth is, I don't want to take my words back. Since I were young, I never thought that cats and dogs, I never thought they were cute. I always found them annoying, to be honest. So I'm not going to, I'm going to say sorry for rambling inside this video. But I'm also not going to take it back. I guess I should learn to keep my opinions to myself a little bit more in the future. As I studied biology, I never liked those animals in the first place. When I studied biology, I found out the damage that they can do to the environment, which made it worse. But I'm ending the video with a disclaimer. I do not condone violence against any animal. I'm very strong, of course, on the side of animal rights. I don't want to sound like a dog or cat hater who wants to hurt somebody's pet. I'm not like that, and I don't want to, if there is haters watching this video, I don't want to give people the courage to hurt cats and dogs, of course, because I have to give a good example, you know, as influencer. So yeah. Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to say. We saw a lot of species today, but there is one important species we didn't see, and I didn't expect to see it. It's very rare, I only see them once or twice a year. But it's the old world swallowtail, the Papilio machaon. Funny thing is, so I took my camera and I collected some extra footage for you. Because this species can also be in this area, but it's super rare. I only see them a few times per year in that particular location. But I saved the best for the last, for the true hardcore YouTube viewers who watch all my videos from the beginning to the end all the way. For those people, I put the best stuff at the end, so only the dedicated people get to see it. Let's play the video of this butterfly in my country. The queen of butterflies in my country is Papilio machaon, the old world swallowtail, or koninginnenpage. I don't see these guys every day because they are scarce in the place where I was hiking today. But I did spot one a few weeks ago. And I filmed it and I saved the footage on my computer for this video today. Clever, huh? Do you see it? Do you see the white plants that it's drinking nectar from right now? This also happens to be its host plant, Daucus carota or wild carrot. That's right, the white flowering plant that you see here is the wild version of the carrots we eat every day and see in the supermarket. It's also one of the most commonly used host plants of the old world swallowtail in my country at least. When you see a field full of these flowers, there's a small chance you can see these butterflies too, since they like to hang around the host plant like most butterflies. It's a pretty awesome looking species, right? It's one of my favorite butterflies too. In fact, I think it's everybody's favorite butterfly. So, in my country we call it the koninginnenpage. It means something like the queen swallowtail. So, last but not least I want to say my YouTube channel is completely demonetized. Whenever I work on a video like this, I don't get any money for it in return. Consider sponsoring my channel through Patreon or reading the links in the description to see other various ways in which people can contribute. Of course, contributions are not mandatory, but they are very much appreciated because I'm a guy who is sacrificing a lot of his free time and putting it into producing content about nature, butterflies and moths. And I just hope that that's a mission that some people are willing to support. Thanks guys, see you later. Bye bye.
Die.